Hey guys, in today's video I will be doing another tropical update because God, this hurricane season just will not stop. And we have another high chance of development disturbance area that the National Hurricane Center is monitoring that now has a 70 to 80% chance of development over the next 2 to 5 days. And it is currently located in the Eastern Caribbean and will likely form within the Caribbean. But the good news about this system, though, really the biggest good news about the system is that thankfully it does not look to be a U.S. threat at all. Though the bad news is that it will, though, hit Central America, around the Nicaragua area and this area around here. Now, as of right now, it's a tropical wave that's located over the Eastern Caribbean Sea, as I just said. That is producing a concentrated area of showers and thunderstorms. This system is gradually becoming better organized, and conditions appear conducive for further development. A tropical depression is likely to form this weekend or early next week as the system moves westward across the Central and Western Caribbean Sea. Regardless of development, this system is expected to produce heavy rainfall across portions of the ABC Islands and Jamaica through the weekend. Now, if we look at the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook, you can see it's pretty much going to develop between here and the central coast of Central America. And I think it will likely form, again, they said that they think it will likely form, though, over this weekend or early next week. So it will likely form over the next few days. So I'm expecting probably it to get to tropical storm status, I think most likely by probably Sunday, I think, and then I think from that point on it will continue to strengthen and then become Eta, and that is the next name on the Greek alphabet list, which is nuts. Now let's go to tropical tidbits, and first, actually, before I show you the modeling, I want to show you the satellite imagery of the system currently. Now, currently, as you can see, there's the system, and it's really generally, as of right now, still just a big area of showers and thunderstorm activity. It's not very well organized whatsoever. There's no, there doesn't seem to be much of a center yet for the system or anything, so we still gotta wait, again, another, 2-3 days for the system to really start getting its act together. But, again, I do definitely think the system will form pretty quickly anyway. Alright, now let's go ahead and show you the models. First, we're looking at the GFS model. This is the 12Z run, and here's all the precipitation there in the Eastern Caribbean that is associated with that tropical wave. As we bring it forward in time, you can see a low pressure center forms, and the GFS model has it strengthening pretty decently, getting down into the upper 980s to around 990 millibars, and then hitting the central part of Central America, and then it kind of shows it dying out, and then I don't what. I'm very confused here actually about what it's showing. It's showing the system hitting Central America, then curving north a bit, and then going back to the east, and then I don't know what that's about, but really it's gonna hit Central America. I think from that point it will just go into the Pacific. I don't think it will curve north, and if it does curve north, I think it would most likely just curve north and go into the Gulf, but really it seems more likely that it will just continue west into the Central America and then into the Pacific. So that's what the GFS is showing. Very weird what it's showing. Here's the CMC model, bring it forward in time, and you can see there's that low pressure center that forms, and the CMC model also shows generally the same solution as the GFS, gets down to around 990 millibars, hits Central America, and then moves into the Pacific with its remnant moisture. So yeah, that is what the CMC model is showing. And then I'll show you the European model. I'll show you the vorticity that's along with the system. You can see the European model really shows the system winding up a good bit, shows it getting have a lot of good vorticity, strong vorticity with it, and then hitting Central America and then going into the Pacific. So that's very interesting to take note of there. Now let's show you the icon model, and and I'll show you the NavGem as well, just, I don't know, just because. Here's the icon model, shows the low pressure system forming there, and then it starts to head towards Central America. And then, yeah, just like the GFS CMC you're showing, gets it down into the 980s to around 990, maybe mid 980s, and then hitting Central America. So that's very interesting. Really, generally, all the models are in very, very good agreement with this system and what it will do. So that is definitely a very good thing that they are all in agreement on when the system looks to generally form and even where the system will go after that point. All right, now the NavGem. Here's the NavGem model. Let's see what it shows. There's that low pressure system forming, and it's showing generally also kind of the same track, but it shows, yeah, I guess it does show it, I think, getting down to the low 990s as well, around 990 millibars, and then hitting Central America with heavy rain and going to the Pacific as well. So all of the models have very, very good agreement on this new Invest, and which, by the way, is now Invest 96L, and then it will likely become Ada going towards Monday, I think. That's my best guess onto what when I think that the system could end up being named, with the way how quickly named storms have formed this year, honestly. Let's show you how the La Nina is doing, because I actually haven't showed you guys that in a while. Here's the 3.4 region, cooling down, it's continuing to cool down. It's very cold still, and it's continuing to cool. It's at negative 1.582 degrees Celsius, so definitely well within La Nina territory. Here is Nino 3, the Nino 3 region, also very cold at negative 1.459 degrees Celsius, so that is also very, very well within La Nina territory. Nino 4 is more of on a kind of warming trend lately, but now it seems to be kind of neutraling out and maybe cooling down again soon. But as of right now, it's at negative 0.677 degrees Celsius, so that's probably the warmest Nino region. As of right now. The Nino 1 plus 2 region is also kind of on a warming trend as of right now, but it is at negative 1.414 degrees Celsius, so it is also quite cold anyway. Here is how it looks like, how the La Nina looks like. Very cold, well below average temperatures all throughout the central and eastern central Pacific, along the equatorial Pacific. So, it's continuing to show it getting colder and colder, so that is something to take note of, especially as we're getting towards winter, and that will be one of the big factors of how this winter potentially could go for the U.S. And honestly, I think generally the whole general U.S., especially the eastern U.S., is really hoping that the La Nina helps bring a very cold, snowy winter for us in the east. So let's hope that's what happens, honestly. Anyway, here's the MJO and how the MJO is looking. This basically is one of the factors that helps tropical activity be conducive for development or not conducive for development. So as of right now, we're in a very conducive phase of the MJO. That's why we're seeing a bunch of named storms form, and even named storms forming and becoming very strong even as well. So you can see that's going to stick around between now and November 6th, even sticking around and really getting strong and taking over the entire Atlantic basin between November 6th and November 13th. Very interesting. And then between November 13th and November 20th, it starts to move into more of a sinking phase of the MJO through the end of November. So, looks like though generally November for the tropics could be quite active anyway. So we could see a decently active November, even if the second half might be not as active, of course, as the first half. But yeah, I mean, looks generally like we could be seeing a bunch more named storms still form. Unfortunately, that's not news that we want to hear right now, and we really just want this hurricane season to end. This has been a extremely active and just insane hurricane season, but unfortunately, it looks like it will. The conditions are right enough and ripe enough to still be conducive for a lot more development of tropical systems in the Atlantic. So that's not good, to say the least. Here's the Wikipedia page for the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season. Again, we've had an extremely record-breaking, insane hurricane season. Total of 28 depressions, 27 total named storms, 11 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes. Crazy season, definitely. I did not expect us, really, honestly, to get into double digits for total hurricanes. But, I mean, my forecast was calling for 11 hurricanes total, and I nailed that perfectly. I didn't even think, really, honestly, I was going to nail it perfectly, or even like us getting into double digits for total hurricanes, but I mean, very, very insane. But total fatalities so far this season is at 159 total. Total damage thus far this season is somewhere above 27 point, what does that say? $886 billion, I believe. Okay. And again, we've had 6 named Greek alphabet storms, because we've just exhausted the entire pre-designated list of tropical cyclone names for the Atlantic Basin, so that's really insane. Next name on the list again is Ada, and that will likely form, by the way, again by probably Monday, honestly, is what I'm going to say right now. And then, honestly, we could be seeing Theta and Iota occurring moving into the early part of November, and honestly, who knows? We could get a bit past Iota, honestly. My official forecast calling for a total of 30 named storms. We might get to 32 by the end of the season, honestly. So, again, that's very, very interesting, and definitely would actually become the most active Atlantic hurricane season on record. This is the second most active Atlantic hurricane season so far, right behind the 2005 Atlantic hurricane season. Though, then again, we are one storm away from tying 2005 in terms of total named storms, since we've had a total of 27 total named storms. 2005 had a total of 28 total named storms, so we are one named storm away from tying 2005 and 2 named storms away from officially beating 2005 in terms of total named storms. So that is just, just insane. Oh, and actually, in fact, here's Zeta's total damage, and it says it caused a total damage of somewhere above $13.7 million, killed 8 people. Wow, I'm kind of surprised. It only caused a total of around $13.7 million? That doesn't seem right to me. I don't know about you guys, but would have thought it cost at least a few $billion in damage at the least. But wow, that's very interesting. Delta caused again some equal to maybe a little bit right around or maybe a little above $2 billion in damage. They're still trying to figure out how much total damage Gamma caused and how much total damage Epsilon caused, but I don't really think Epsilon caused that much damage. Gamma maybe caused a few $1 million in damage, but yeah, that's very weird about Zeta. I thought, especially with all the storm surge damage it caused, and especially I think also the wind damage as well, especially just those two factors of the storm when it hit Louisiana, especially. I would have thought both of those combined would have caused anywhere between $5 to $10 billion at the least, maybe even more than $10 billion. But that's very weird that it's only like around 13.7 million. But all right. Yeah, again, this has been my update for Invest 96L, a bit of a tropical update on the current way that Atlantic tropics are looking currently and what the National Hurricane Center is monitoring. Again, looks like the National Hurricane Center is expecting us to get Ada moving towards probably around Monday this upcoming week. So this hurricane season, again, truly does not want to end and truly just wants to consistently pump out a bunch of named storms one after the other. And it's very interesting how the latter half of the season, it really picked up in terms of stronger systems, especially going through September and even October. Really was surprising at how many pretty strong tropical cyclones we had. The only main surprising part to me about this hurricane season, though, is that we never got a Category 5 hurricane this season. That really shocked me. Because we had like a bunch of chances to get a Category 5 hurricane. I would have thought Laura got to Cat 5. I honestly think Laura did get to Cat 5 right before landfall in Louisiana, and I also think honestly Delta did. No, Delta didn't get to Cat 5, and it could have. It was such a letdown. I really thought it was going to get to Cat 5. I was so certain about that, and it didn't. It was such a mind-blowing, insane, weird experience, seeing that just totally get destroyed by that shear there. But oh well. I mean, in a way, thank God we didn't get a Category 5 hurricane in some regard, but still, I'm kind of surprised with how active this hurricane season has been that we haven't even gotten at least one Category 5 hurricane. But all right, yeah, this has been my update on the current look at the tropics in the Atlantic and what the National Hurricane Center has been monitoring. So again, I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. This is it for today's video. Really hope you guys enjoyed it, found it informative, helpful, enjoyable. So if you did, please consider liking the video, commenting on the video. If you like what you saw in today's video, if you like tropical content, I do tons of this kind of content on my channel, so please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.